Financial literacy is one of the most important skills to learn in today's world. However, it's not one that's always thoroughly talked about in schools, though we are slowly but surely improving on that front as time has gone along. However, that's not going to be of much help to those of us who have already left school. Thankfully, the proliferation of blogs, podcasts, YouTube channels, and other outlets have given people easy ways to learn more about finance outside of the traditional education system. Today, let's talk about just how big of a difference becoming financially literate and increasing your financial intelligence can be for your life. But before we get going, be sure to like this video if you haven't already, as it really does help out the channel a lot, and subscribe with notifications on for more money-related videos like this one every single week. So before we get into the example, what is financial literacy? The dictionary definition would define financial literacy as the possession of the set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make an informed and effective decision with all their financial resources. In more plain English, it's the ability to figure out which financial decisions are the most likely to lead you to achieving your financial goals, and then having the ability to act on that knowledge. So how do we become financially literate? Well, assuming that you didn't get enough financial education in school, you'll need to take things into your own hands. You do this by exposing yourself to new ideas from as many different people and perspectives as you possibly can. Read books, take classes, watch videos like you're doing right now, or look at blogs related to money. Any of these can have a very positive effect on your financial situation, both in the present and in the future. They can introduce you to new ideas that you may or may not have actually come across on your own. And these ideas may lead you to saving or making more money, or even finding new passions, which is also good. These outlets can reassure you during uncertain times that the world isn't actually coming to an end, and this too shall pass. These outlets can also give you encouragement when things are actually going well, and help keep you motivated to continue working towards your goals. But perhaps most importantly, especially if you're just starting out and didn't get much financial education when you were growing up, these outlets can introduce you to so many possibilities that get you excited about researching finance for yourself. This will get you thinking about what you can accomplish in your own life with your own resources. So one last thing I want to mention before getting into the example showing the difference financial literacy can make, let's discuss some statistics relating to the average American's budget. I should note that some light rounding has been done, but this should give us a general idea of what the typical American spends money on. So according to data gathered by the Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Expenditure Survey, the average American household spends almost $20,000 a year on housing costs. These costs include mortgage and rent payments, of course, but also utilities, maintenance and repairs, property taxes, and other related fees. The median price of a home is approximately $300,000 nationwide, though that obviously does vary quite a bit from location to location. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment nationwide is $950 a month. Two-bedroom apartments will run close to $1,200 a month, as will the average overall apartment. Transportation is the next largest category, and it costs the average American about $9,000 annually. These costs include fuel, maintenance, repairs, public transit, plane tickets, and other related transportation expenses. Groceries cost us about $4,000 a year, while dining out costs an additional $3,150. That means that our total food costs are on average a little over $7,000 a year, with almost half of it going to eating out. Healthcare costs about $4,600 a year, and that includes health insurance as well as prescription medication, doctor's visits, and other health-related expenses. We spend around $2,500 a year on personal care and clothing. And I've gotten a couple of questions about the clothing costs in my previous videos, so I should mention the clothing portion of this $2,500 a year expense also includes related services such as tailoring and dry cleaning. It's not just strictly the clothes we buy. We spend almost $3,000 a year on various forms of entertainment like cable, concerts, movies, and subscription services. And insurance costs can vary widely depending on your level of coverage and what type of insurance you're looking for, but some rough averages are $180 to $200 a year for renter's insurance, about $1,000 to $1,100 a year in homeowner's insurance. Term life insurance on average is around $2,000 a year, while whole life insurance policies can be upwards of $5,000 a year on average. However, like I said, those can vary quite a bit depending on what you're looking for. And finally, giving and miscellaneous expenses amount to about $2,000 and $1,000 a year respectively. The reason I bring these statistics up is It's what we're going to be basing most of the expenses of our first couple on, so that we have something to compare to when we talk about financial intelligence. So, in this example, we're going to be looking at two couples who have just graduated from high school. They're both looking to start college at the end of this upcoming summer. They'll both be starting with no debt to speak of and will work all summer before starting school. They'll both earn the same amount of money from their jobs before, during, and after school, and in both cases, they'll be earning $12 an hour from their summer and school jobs. Once they graduate, they will both have $60,000 a year in household income from their salaries. As for other expenses, they will each be getting new cars once every 7 years. Our first couple will be buying cars new, while the other will be getting cars that are used. Both couples will be getting homes, but our first couple will be lucky enough to receive a full down payment as a gift from their parents, while our second couple will have to save for the down payment themselves. Where saving money is concerned, both couples will try to have enough money on hand to purchase their next cars outright. However, as you'll see, this won't be possible every single time. The down payment money will also go into savings for our second couple. The money that we put into savings will earn 2.5% in interest. The rest of the money that doesn't need to be spent or saved will be invested. Money invested will have returns of 8% per year on average. There will also be a dollar-for-dollar match for the first $1,800 a year invested. This equates to roughly 3% of our couple's starting salaries. The net worth of each couple will be determined by how much they have saved and invested, and it will not include the value of their homes, though I will mention those separately at the end. And with that out of the way, let's get into the example and see just how big of a difference even a little extra financial intelligence can make in our lives. Bill and Mary have just graduated from high school and are looking to go to college. As I mentioned, they will work the summer after graduating high school and during college for $12 an hour. During the summer, they will work full-time, and during the school year, they'll be able to work 20 hours per week. Therefore, Bill and Mary make about $10,000, give or take, the summer before college and about $31,200 a year combined while going to school. Once Bill and Mary graduate, they will get new jobs and pay $30,000 a year for a total household income of $60,000 annually. Bill and Mary attend four-year universities in-state, which costs them about $25,000 per year to attend. These numbers are based on averages gathered by ValuePenguin.com. The $25,000 a year includes all tuition, fees, books, and other expenses relating to their education. Between food, transportation, and occasional fun nights out, Bill and Mary spend an additional $850 a month. So in total, they're spending just about $60,000 a year while in school. 4 years go by, and unfortunately for Bill and Mary, they racked up a lot of student loan debt. All told, they will graduate with over $100,000 in student loans that they need to pay back. Assuming a roughly average 4.5% interest rate on their student loans, their minimum payments will amount to over $1,000 a month combined. After graduating college, Bill and Mary's budget looks similar to the average American budget in most respects. They spend about $20,000 a year in housing costs, $9,000 in transportation, $4,600 in healthcare, $2,500 in clothing and personal care, a little over $7,000 for food and dining out, and about $1,000 for miscellaneous expenses. In total, they basically spend everything they make. However, there are still a few other things worth noting. First is their insurance bill. They will spend about $6,000 a year for all of their insurance, and this is because they have a whole life insurance policy, pay homeowners insurance, and have 2 cars that need to be insured. Another thing to notice is that they aren't doing any charitable giving, saving, or investing because they frankly can't afford to with their other expenses. Lastly, their entertainment budget is near enough zero. They had to cut that in order to make their debt payments each month. So unless they're to find some other source of income or slash their current expenses somehow, this is likely going to be how they live for the next several years.